She beat her goal last year, and she's back again to do the same thing this year. Who is she, and what's it all about? You'll find out coming up next on Carolina People. Good morning. Welcome to Carolina People. This morning we're at the Myrtle Beach Herald. We're focused on the 11th annual American Heart Ball to be held this Saturday at the Myrtle Beach Marriott Resort at Grand Dunes. And we're visiting with Glinda McIntyre, one of the co-chairs of the event. Good morning, Glinda.
Good morning. How are you? I'm glad to be here today.
Glad to have you in and back for your second shot as co-chair.
I know. We're so excited about this year's Heart Ball. It's just going to be fabulous. We're going to have more people than ever and more auction items, and it's just going to be a great evening.
More food, more people, an amazing band. How can y'all pack more people into the Marriott?
Oh, we're going to be busting out, I think.
Yeah.
But we're going to manage, and everybody's going to have a great time. The band will keep them entertained.
Folks are going to dance out of the hall
That's
if
right.
they have to, Glinda.
Yeah. If they need to spend the night, they can also do that.
That's right. Is the Marriott sold out yet? I'm sure they're close to it.
They're probably getting close right now, yeah.
They've got Garden View rooms at $79 a night, and I think Ocean View at $99.
Right.
Tremendous rates for the American Heart Association.
Yeah, that's great. For this time of year, that's off-season rates a little bit, and if you want an oceanfront view, that's $159.
Is that right? Okay, great. Golly, that's tremendous.
Yeah, so we're excited.
You've got to be, Glinda. Share with the viewers what it's been like this year, following up on last year, where you all had a goal of 230-something and then hit 250,000+. Obviously, this year with a goal of 285,000, a gross goal. How do y'all go about preparing for an event like this?
Well, it's a lot of preparation, and a lot of it is the last 2 weeks' worth. You know, you have a lot of printing and getting your auction items and the descriptions and picking them up, and we need a lot of volunteers for that, plus the actual details of registration. And we're doing a new little thing this year where we're selling gift bags. We're selling 100 gift bags at $50 each, and there will be items in that bag that are valued up to $50, but you get a chance to win $1,000.
$1,000?
One bag, yeah.
Wow.
So it'll be wonderful. That one lucky person.
Yeah,
you know.
Absolutely.
So spending $50 for a chance on $1,000 is pretty good, I think.
Oh yeah, and those gift bags have got items well worth $50 or more. With those tremendous surprises that'll be in there. I saw some of those surprises. They're incredible.
Oh, they are. It's going to be a lot of fun.
There's a lot of new twists, of course, in this year's event, and actually Lance Thompson will be with us tomorrow to share with us a little bit about one component of his, obviously he and his family's life that has been impacted by heart disease, directly and indirectly, and of course that impact and how it's affected his family, and how folks this Saturday night can impact other families by being a part of the Heart Ball.
Right. Lance has a good personal story with heart disease, and we hope to encourage people to donate a little more, you know, that night, to give it a little extra push, you know, just to help out.
If they can, absolutely.
Yes.
Real quick about yourself, Glinda. Are you originally from the area?
No, I'm originally from Kentucky and grew up there and met my husband there in school, and I went to nursing school, and my husband, he's a physician, and he does heart surgery at Grand Strand. And we have 2 children, 2 sons.
Okay, great.
And there's a lot of heart disease in our family. My father's had quadruple bypass surgery 17 years ago, and he's doing well and managing to avoid other surgery. And Brian's father died of a heart attack all of a sudden. He thought it was indigestion, and he ended up having a massive heart attack. So all of that sort of changes the focus of your career, you know, a little bit more.
Absolutely.
Makes it more important.
Yes,
you know.
very definitely. Had he thought about, at an early age, getting involved in cardiovascular surgery or thinking about being related to cardiology?
Well, I think it sort of evolved during medical school. You have different experiences,
Right,
and he liked surgery better than some of the other choices of specialties, and then he decided that he liked heart surgery in particular, so he went for extra training for that.
He's had a tremendous career there at Grand Strand Regional. I think y'all have only been here 5 or 6 years, Glinda.
Right, 6 years, and it has grown tremendously as the whole area has.
Yeah,
and,
yeah.
We've just been real amazed.
And Grand Strand's gotten some amazing awards recently for cardiovascular recognition or cardiac care in the area as well as in the country of the Southeast.
They're ranked up in the top 10 in the country.
Wow.
So that's wonderful. And the heart program there is, a cardiovascular, the cardiologist and the surgery program, everything is just really top notch there. And the hospital is excellent. So we're real pleased with everything.
Do you still keep up with your nursing skills, Glinda?
No, I sort of let that slide, with other things. I do a lot of volunteer work and things like that. So I'm real glad to be involved with the Heart Association. I hope it makes a difference.
Yeah, very definitely.
In all of our lives.
Of course, you're able, having had a nursing background, are able to see a little more inside, to possibly a little beyond what some of the normal volunteers like myself would see, having not had any type of medical training. I mean, when we talk about cardiovascular disease or heart disease and strokes, at least you can imagine a little better than what others may.
Right. It's the #1 killer of all Americans, and stroke is, in the top 10. So.
Oh, yeah.
Or third leading cause of death.
It's third,
so,
correct.
Yeah.
Cancer's second and stroke's third.
And for women in particular, 1 in 2 women die from heart disease and 1 in 26 from breast cancer. So it's pretty significant overall.
It is, absolutely. It's a big taker of lives, both women and men. And, of course, last Friday, Dan Lackland from MUSC was with us and sharing with us some of the disparities between races, how some races are impacted much greater by heart disease and stroke, particularly in the PD. He talked about the PD being the belt buckle of the belt of strokes in America. I mean, that the belt of strokes was truly the South Carolina and this area of the country, and that the belt buckle was right there in the PD. So a lot of instances of heart disease and stroke.
Oh, yeah. I think it's our poor diet.
Yeah, that's right.
And lack of exercise. You really have to work at it. And, just monitoring your own cholesterol and blood pressure and blood sugar, everything. I think everyone needs a good checkup once a year to monitor things.
Glinda, last year you and Evelyn Brandon and Beulah Butler co-chaired the event, of course, with such tremendous success. How did the Heart Association turn your arm to encourage you to do this again? Of course, this year with Elaine, who was with us on Monday, and with Jennifer, who's with us this Friday. Right.
I think, just having those other 2 co-chairmen, that makes a huge difference. I'm really excited to be working with them. They've been wonderful.
Oh, yeah, they're tremendous. Yeah. They're tremendous. Share with viewers how y'all go about, do y'all set up committees to make the heart ball fly? How do you get all the volunteers together? Are there still volunteer needs? A viewer that can be a part of helping to make this year's 11th annual Heart Ball a success this Saturday?
Oh, yeah, we need lots of volunteers. For one thing, we need set-up volunteers for the auction, people to help place the auction items out and the correct papers and everything. And then we need help with registration, the coat check, There's just any number of things. Decorations, we need to put those out. We just need a lot of people on hand that day of and the night of. And we'll need auction spotters and the people to sell the gift bags. There's just any number of things you can do if you just show up.
Right. Well, that sounds like a lot.
Yeah. So you could call the Heart Association and let them know if you're interested.
Okay. That's the 843-626-3939 number?
Right.
They'd want to talk to Janine or Tammy or Michelle and just offer their services?
Right. Yeah, they'll sign you up and let everybody know how many people we have to count on. So.
I wonder if there'd be any needs inside the office. I don't know if they'd have needs about calling folks, checking about the table assignments. It's so fascinating how much goes into behind the scenes to make the Heart Ball tick, and I know you're more intimate with that than anyone.
Well, the auction setup is needs a lot of work and registration because you have to have bidder numbers and you have to have all these different papers that go in with that for credit card use and just make them all match up. And then for people who we were not counting on that night, we'll have extra blank ones so we can fill out bidder numbers for the new people that come. But hopefully we finalize the guest list, but there might be last minute changes.
Oh yeah, lots of folks pull in at the last minute or pull out at the last minute. It can be real difficult at times, I'm sure.
Yeah. So anyway, we can use a lot of people. We just need to call and let us know if you're available to help.
Great. Okay. 843-626-3939. Share with viewers what the menu looks like for this year's Heart Ball, Glinda. And of course, we want to break down the evening, the 6 hours, why folks should get there right at 6, and why they should be there at midnight.
Well, there's the Heart Ball itself begins at 6 and lasts till midnight. And if you're going to stay at the hotel, you can check in at 4 and check out is at 11 the next day. But you need to get there a little early to go through registration, and there'll be a cocktail hour with lots of wonderful hors d'oeuvres the Marriott's planned. And there's going to be a photographer there. You can get your picture taken in all your finery and take that home as a good memory. And then after cocktail hour, you can go through the auction during cocktails and during dinner, and look at all the auction items and place your bids. And there on the bid sheet there is you can make the top bid on that item.
A guaranteed purchase price.
Right, a guaranteed purchase price, and you will get that item for sure if you go ahead and sign up for that. Otherwise, you start at the bottom number and work your way up, bidding against other people. But it's pretty exciting. We've got some great items, and anyway, I won't go into that right now. I'll go on through the rest of the night. But you go into dinner about 8:30, and they've got a great menu planned. And we start out with, I think it's pistachio crusted sea bass over wilted garlic spinach, and then a mixed green salad with apples and mushrooms, wild mushrooms, and candied walnuts and cranberries, and gorgonzola cheese with balsamic vinaigrette. And then for the entree is filet mignon and rosemary skewered shrimp and blistered asparagus and horseradish whipped potatoes. And then for the final dessert, the grand finale is amaretto cheesecake with Kahlua cream. So it sounds wonderful, and you get wine and coffee and tea for dinner. So,
now, did you help plan out this menu, Glinda?
Actually, the Marriott came up with everything, and we sort of okayed it and sort of gave them directions to take for the entree, and it's fabulous. It sounds wonderful.
That is tremendous. The Marriott has been amazing to work with, back-to-back years, and to have cut a great deal with them. I think it's a 3-year deal, the opportunity. I think we're going to be back there next February 22nd.
Right. We've locked in for a 3-year commitment to them, and they've done a fabulous job so far. It's a beautiful hotel, and they have a lot of special amenities there. So we're really excited.
Go ahead,
I was going to say, during dinner, the band is going to start, and that's The Occasions, and they had a hit song, I think 1968, I'm a Girl Watcher. And they're a real dynamic band. They're very much sought after. They'll have everybody on the dance floor, I think. It'll be really nice. And it's, I think, 7 members. There's 2 female vocalists and 1 male, and they have a horn section, so they can play a lot of variety of music. And in the meantime, when you're not dancing, you can go bid on more auction items. And I forgot to tell about the martini bar. They're going to do that during cocktails, too.
Wow, there's a martini bar?
Yeah. So you can sample different flavors, I guess. That'll something extra for this year.
Now, I know you hadn't expected it, Glinda, but we were planning for you to sing a couple of bars of I'm a Girl Watcher.
Yeah,
You ready?
right.
Are you ready? No, you're not ready.
No, I
Okay.
better not.
Sorry, we'll let Brian do that at the hardball.
Yeah,
That's right.
that's
Good.
a good idea.
You know, it's so exciting when you get bands. Of course, last year, chairman of the board. This year, the occasions. I mean, big name bands that should just alone would encourage someone to get out there, make a big commitment, a big donation to the American Heart Association. You're talking about a menu, open bar all night long, martini bars. Obviously, the opportunity to bid on items, auction items that you don't even see out on the street. Murals, boat trips, incredible artwork that are not sold in stores.
Yeah, oh, it's fabulous. We've got several dinner parties. Tom Mullally is going to do, I think it's a 6-course dinner for 8 in your home.
Oh, yeah.
With filet mignon and everything. It's going to be fabulous.
Sounds tremendous.
Yeah, and the deep sea fishing trip for 4 or 6 people on the 60-foot Hatteras. I mean,
60-foot Hatteras.
it sounds fabulous. And then a week in Fort Lauderdale and a weekend in Asheville, a trip to Las Vegas. I mean, it's just going to be a great opportunity to put a donation to the Heart Association and get a wonderful trip out of it.
And again, so oftentimes it is truly things you can't get out on the open market. You know, I saw that the flights to New York City to see Regis and Kelly and the Tony Danza show. Those flights out to Vegas are all over the country, but experiences like that trip on, I think it's Steve Chris boat, that Hatteras out there.
Right.
I mean, these are things, to be able to spend time with the folks who are making the big donations and committing sizable sums to the American Heart Association to truly work hard to fight heart disease and stroke, whether they've been touched directly or indirectly. They've been touched.
Right. It makes a big impact on the fight for heart disease and treatment, and they're all the time coming up with new medicines, new drugs to fight it. So it's a great thing to do to raise some money. And we've got all kinds of other items for auction too. The external defibrillator for a medical office or school or whatever, a business.
Sure.
They're going to auction one of those off, and a barbecue for 100.
100.
Yeah, and with the Paul Grimshaw
right.
band. Yeah, Teddy Henry's going to do the barbecue, and then there's another barbecue for 50, and with some beer donated. So
Right.
And jewelry. We have a lot of jewelry and art, some original art, some prints. The mural is up to 64 foot of painting, hand-painted work.
Is that right?
Yeah. It's by Terry Brennan, and he's done a lot of work locally. And
he's donated that. Artwork up to 64 feet. Wow.
Yeah, that's great. And we have 2 tickets to the Heritage. So you get a clubhouse badge for 2 for the week of the Heritage in April. And wine tasting. We have some clothing and health and beauty things and skincare. And there's also a big grill, a tech grill, outdoor
really?
grill
Wow.
that's being auctioned. Yeah. And it's worth over $2,000.
Is that right? The grill alone. Glinda, that is tremendous. And to hear, of course, Jonathan Formo was with us yesterday talking about his donation of the Segway, that human transporter, as well as I think he's donated a big four-wheeler, a Honda four-wheeler with a 649cc engine. I mean, just a tremendous monster.
The Segway's worth $4,500, and
Is it
the
really?
four-wheeler's worth $5,000. So that's a pretty good item for 2 there.
Yeah, almost $10,000 commitment on Jonathan's part. So oftentimes we'll hear about charity events where someone will donate something, but they say you have to hit a minimum. You have to get something. And of course, this is a no strings attached thing. He just wants to make this work on behalf of the American Heart Association. We get as much as we can. Hopefully we'll go well beyond the value of the bikes.
Right. We really appreciate donors like him, and Redline Sports has done us a great service to do this. We really appreciate it.
Oh, yeah.
And we have a golf cart also. So
A club car.
Yeah, a club car. And we have a lot of great items to choose from. You have to get there early and look them over because it'll take a while to see. I guess there's almost 200 items.
Is that right? And with 950 folks there, you really do need to get there early because lines sometimes move slow as people are trying to check everything out.
Right, as well as trying to get a drink and try the martini bar and get some good hors d'oeuvres. a lot to see and do.
Absolutely. Share with viewers some of the challenges, Glinda, each year. Of course, last year preparing for the 10th Annual American Art Ball. I think it was your first time chairing the local ball. Of course, you chaired this event in the Columbia area in the past. Well, you and Brian were there in Columbia. And, of course, for this year, some of the challenges compared to last year, have there been any? What are some of the most pressing challenges as we get this close to the event on Saturday?
Well, I think all the details for, sponsorship tables, seating, the auction items, registration, getting all that organized so it doesn't take too long for people to get through.
Right.
And having everything set up well ahead of time. It just takes a lot of work, a lot of hours.
So at registration, what are some of the things, as folks are coming in, of course you talked about the bags, the 100 bags being sold for $50 each. A lot of folks they better snap those up quick, soon when they get in, after they register. But of course when they register, participants are going to get their bidder number. They're going to, of course, be told which table they're sitting at of the almost 100 tables you'll have in the room. And, of course, they'll have an opportunity to begin then billowing out to check out auction items. Right,
yeah. When you come in for registration, you can also take your time to get your picture done, too, right after that. And then you can buy the gift bags at registration, as well as there will be girls walking around in the crowd selling them, too. So you'll have ample opportunity to purchase those, and the auction items too. Yeah. So anyway, it helps to get there early.
Now, as co-chair, are you going to be? What's the evening going to be like for you, Glinda? Can you slow down and relax, or are you just frantic all over the place trying to do everything, or is that left up to Tammy? And I mean, obviously, volunteers of all sorts. The auction chairman, Mary Jo Rogers, just working that room and making sure all of her volunteers are doing what they've committed themselves to do, as well as the registration. The person head of registration's got to oversee all of those volunteers. There's a tremendous responsibility as one of the 3 co-chairs.
Right. I think everyone's just going to kind of be on the lookout to see where the gaps are and where you need to fill in, and where someone needs help or whatever. So we'll just be looking around, walking around, and checking on every aspect of the night.
There have to be folks like you and Elaine and Jennifer, obviously, committing big amounts of time leading up to it to try to make it a flawless evening, so that all the attendees, the almost 1,000 attendees, things just come off like clockwork.
Right. We hope so anyway. Yeah. We're looking forward to it.
Let's hope so too. Think back about your experience chairing the gala there in Columbia. Glinda, what was that like? Some of the similarities and some of the differences?
Well, the gala in Columbia, I think we got up to between 600 and 700 people when I was there attending the dinner dance, and I think now it's gone to a cocktail party with an auction. And I don't know about attendance now. I know they're doing well. But when I was in Columbia and was involved in the Heart Ball, I did numerous different jobs and chaired it for 1 year, co-chaired it with someone else, and it was along the same format as this one. But I think we have a tremendous community support here. We're grateful to the Myrtle Beach Herald for being our presenting sponsor, and also to Grand Strand Regional Medical Center for being an Emerald sponsor. Those are our 2 top sponsors. And all the other people who have donated so many things, just in money and time, items. We just are so grateful to the community. They've been so generous, and it's made a big difference.
It has. It is tremendous when you see the bevy of corporate sponsors involved, from as small as $1,000 for a bronze sponsorship to as much as whatever the Herald paid for the presenting sponsorship. These are tremendous dollars that go out to fight heart disease and stroke. And of course, when you see those dollars and you think about these folks committing, it's not just to attend the event. It's with the recognition they're paying extra for the tickets to try to recognize that they've got a real deep desire to fight heart disease and stroke.
Oh, yes, for sure. I think heart disease, it affects almost everyone in one way or another, someone in your family or multiple people in your family, and a lot of it's inherited, so there's not a whole lot you can do about that. You can change your diet and exercise and keep track of your all of your other blood values, your blood work and everything. So you just hope for modern miracles in medicine.
It's been how heart disease has touched your family that's given you the biggest drive, Glinda. You and Brian's family, giving you the biggest drive to stay as active as you do.
Right, it really has. And I hope that all of our work and the money that we have put into this, to the Heart Association, will make a difference in our lives someday.
It will. Thanks so much for being with us this morning.
Thank you.
Absolutely. Stay tuned to more Carolina People with Glinda McIntyre coming up next. Even though you may not be able to attend the gala this year, you heard Glinda talk about it. There's still opportunities to serve, to help fight heart disease and stroke. You can call the office at 843-626-3939. Ask for Janine or Michelle or Tammy. Tell them you want to be involved. You want to go out and pick up some auction items and carry them to the hotel or back to the office. You want to be there the night of the event to help sell some gift bags, or to help register folks, or to help monitor the auction, or set up auction items, or just help set up in general side. There's a tremendous need throughout the Heart Association. If you can't do any of that, you can still call the office, get an address, send in a donation. If you can't be a part of this year's Heart Ball, you can begin planning for next year's. February 22nd is the date. It'll be a tremendous sellout crowd. Again, of course, we sold out 950 folks for this year's 11th Annual American Art Ball. It's folks like Glinda McIntyre, Elaine Thompson, Jennifer Wilson, all the volunteers that make such a tremendous effort to make it special for you, so you just recognize a flawless evening and enjoy yourself.